Welcome Aries to your in-depth monthly forecast for May 2025. As you burst into this new month, you have a new arrival in your sign in the guise of Venus. But of course Venus was with you before starting her retrograde, so it's great to have her back, but she's also aligning with Neptune through the first week of this new month and in a perfect alliance on the second. And Neptune, newly arrived, is an opportunity for you to really embrace the more creative, spiritual, but also passionate ideas that you have. Venus isn't just about relating, and it isn't just about money. It's also about how we shape perceptions. That can be through our tastes. It can also be through our fashion choices, how we decorate our homes. So the combination between the two can be exquisite. If you're lucky enough to be meeting someone new at the start of this month and you just seem to chime in an atmospheric way, it could be a relationship that has real potential. But of course Venus in your sign is known as being technically in its detriment. I want you to put that to one side. What Venus in Aries is going to give you is an opportunity to initiate. Sometimes if we want things in life, whether we set our intentions, whether we actually take a physical move forwards, we are actually taking charge. Venus is about desire. So if there's something you desire, whether it is a new tasteful item for your home, or you'd like to get to know someone new, or you'd like to showcase a talent you have, this is a fine time for you to initiate it. Now, of course, we do have, right at the start of this month, your ruler Mars in a big opposition with Pluto. Pluto retains its location for you in your sector of friendships, but also your long-term plan. And if there are people in your social circle that you feel that are challenging at times, but you can in some ways through that competition evolve and grow, those can be people that are very much worth keeping at the heart of your situation. However, the converse sadly could be true. So some kind of standoff may occur this month. It might be in your romantic situation if what your current partner wants is different to you. And maybe because of Venus's conjunction to Neptune, you could find yourself feeling that much more sensitive, but at the same time, that much more assertive too, which is a very interesting combination. But also at the start of this month, the Moon and Jupiter are kind of giving you a sense that if you're bubbly and outgoing, that can go somewhere good. And it can. Just be conscious that they do clash with Saturn and the North Node. So whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're discussing, how you're trying to connect to people within your everyday world or community or locality, that's very much the third house, just be aware of what your deeper motivations are, but also stay conscious of what the motivations of other people can be too. Now Venus ends its post-retrograde shadow on the 5th. I think that's something you're going to appreciate, to be honest. And because of Venus coming out of its shadow, it's going to just free things up. But also if you have been very active in terms of trying to initiate some kind of new plan or inject an ongoing one with greater spark and enthusiasm, the arrival of Mercury from your sign into Taurus on the 10th is asking you to try to evaluate what you're gaining in a practical way, because it's an earth sign. It's just that clashes straight away with that opposition between Mars and Pluto. So if there is some tension between what you want from your future and how you're going to get there, it could come up, and it's possible that you could have some kind of discussion that needs to play out around a financial matter. All of this will come up to the boil on the intense Scorpio full moon of the 12th. For the following 2 weeks, if what you're contributing to a situation, even if you're not expecting a quid pro quo back, you're just wanting someone to show the same amount of investment emotionally, if nothing else. If you're not seeing that matched, The chances are, with Uranus being so close to it, to the position of the sun and opposite the moon, there's part of you that will want to separate from something that you don't really feel you're properly connected to anymore. Moon opposite Uranus can require a personal need for individual space. The sun is going to be in a conjunction with Uranus right through week 3. Now this could push you to be a little bit more inclined to splash out on something that takes your fancy. It can also push you to be much more open to new ways of earning money. And in that sense, the combination between the Sun and Uranus can be a very big asset to you. But right through this month, from the 11th through to the 30th, Mars, your ruler, is forging a stunning alliance with Venus. Now that's going to reach a peak on the 22nd. So if you are wanting to bring some new energy into your social world, how you present yourself, or even in terms of your love moves, that's very exciting and very energizing. So don't get too caught up on anyone saying that Venus is in detriment in your sign. The 20th, however, is a great opportunity to put your foot to the floor. If you are wanting to physically move around more, be more active, perhaps a little bit more playful, learn a new course, share ideas you've got with other people, consider a new mode of transport, sharpen up your ideas, perhaps publish a blog. If you're already in the digital sphere, you can be inspired through the last third of this month. Not least, on the 25th of this month, Saturn, stern Saturn, arrives in your sign for the first time since 1999. To be honest, Aries, I feel that as Saturn has been in your 12th house for the last couple of years, it's not been easy. It is going to go back into your 12th house at the end of August, the start of September the 1st, but it will move back into Aries early next year. It just depends exactly where your planets or positions are in the sign of Aries, and also if you do have some trailing influences in Pisces. But you may have felt at times the last couple of years has felt a little bit like trudging through glue. Because as much as the solar eclipse series and the nodal axis being in Aries was encouraging you to seize the moment in terms of your individual talents and unique personality and showcasing your charisma, somehow or another, some kind of issue from the past, whether it's your fear, your anxieties, old hurts, someone who you were attached to, and the pain that may have been caused by any kind of separation, those kind of issues may have in some ways been splitting your attention. What Saturn in your 12th house may have allowed you to do, however, in a very successful way, is wind up something that's no longer working, or just bring into a natural conclusion something that you may have began around about 29.5 years ago, or 7.33 years ago, or maybe about 14.5 years ago, because those are all Saturn staging points. But on the 26th, Mercury darts into the sign of Gemini. It can be particularly mischievous here, but also particularly brilliant. Your ideas can really start to bubble. You may find that despite Saturn asking you to measure your energy carefully through to the end of August, that there's going to be lots of opportunities to connect with other people, and some of those connections could prove to be very significant, not least with the new moon in Gemini having Mercury so close to it, but they're both linking to both Pluto and Saturn. This is truly historic. It's never happened before. We've also got Neptune and Pluto in a great sextile within 3 degrees. It's about 2 degrees through the last 10 days of this month. So the things that you feel passionately about, whether it's about your causes, your friendships, your long-term plan, or how you're actually going to achieve those through the steps you'll take through your thinking, communication, but also the planning at the heart of your world with Saturn, that gets a great chance to shine up. And of course, with the Mercury Cazimi, if you have got something bubbly and effervescent to say, everybody's going to know about it as this month draws to a close. But I think that angle between Venus and Mars right through this month is absolutely fabulous for you. So whether it is you strutting your stuff in a more confident way, you know, if you are in the northern hemisphere and the weather's improving, chances are you're going to want to get out and engage with other people more. Remember, you're an initiator. It's just that with Mars in opposition with Pluto, there may be something that has to be broken away from in order for you to clear the path to really seize the golden prize that's out there for you. But I feel that you can. I feel it's there for you. This is a new epoch. It just comes in two phases. This is phase one, with Saturn with you for the first time. It is technically in its full. The rationale there is that your sign is the first zodiac sign, so therefore it's the start of the zodiacal journey, the procession of the animals, which is based symbolically on the constellations in Western tropical astrology, not the moving constellations as in sidereal or Vedic. So what you have here is Saturn, which can be about resistance, limitation, patience, combines with your sign, which is very much about cracking on with it, with a sense of bravado and listening to your instincts and getting on the front foot. But if you get a balance between the both of the energies, what a huge opportunity this month represents for you. I hope you have a great May, Aries. Remember to check out my new website, please, at www.patrickarundell.com. You can get your free natal horoscope. It's absolutely brilliant. The big three: the ascendant, sun and the moon, but also you can find out exactly where your other planets are, the signs they're in, the houses they're in, and critically the relationships between them. You can also sign up for your free daily written horoscope. Please see below for more.